First, I want to say thank you for listening. My name is Benson Vernon Snell from Washington Heights. I'd like to explain to you about this computer that I own that saved my life. After COVID, I went on psychological warfare from losing what most people would say is an empire. Had a restaurant, had a party venue, I cultivated marijuana, I had a family, I had money, I had cars, $1 million home, and I was 49 years old. And I lost it all. The trick in COVID. The shutdowns, then the meltdowns. Everything that I worked for in my life all came down in trouble. 30 years relationship, my mom passing away from cancer, losing my home, losing my cultivations. The whole world just flipped upside down on me. I became an addict to marijuana, which I truly never was. Started smoking cigarettes, drinking liquor. I became something that I didn't even know. And something that I didn't like, but I had to do something. And becoming addicted to substances is something I truly never admired in the streets. I come from the 80s. The 80s in Washington Heights. The war on drugs, immigration, policies, people in the street, open market, drugs, guns everywhere. Eventually I worked my way up to becoming an entrepreneur and a legitimate businessman. And always still having a little piece of the marijuana business. So now, after COVID, I had so much pressure from betrayals, from addiction, from my brain, my mother, not too many friends anymore. I've done everything. I remember leaving my house in Bergen County, New Jersey, and I took this computer. I decided to start writing, something I've never did. I have an 8th grade education, and I don't like to write, but I knew that was about time I made a change and start learning how to work a computer, which my ex-partner was the one who was very computer savvy. She did all the work for me when I needed something done. She was the half of person inside my body when I needed her. And I no longer had her. I worked my way up to learning how to even turn it on, and eventually going to Washington Heights, back to the hood to live with my mom a little bit before she passed away, take care of her as much as I possibly can. And I found myself writing, learning how to write on a computer. When she finally passed away, my writing got intense. And I didn't have any friends. Most of my friends on Washington Heights, the same age as I, 40s and 50s. And a lot of them were strung out on drugs. The community was nothing when I left it at when I was even in my 30s and 40s. It's a ghost town now, and everybody's walking around like it's The Walking Dead. That was extremely depressing for me because I thought at least I would have some childhood memories or childhood friends, and there wasn't too many. The ones that were still around was breaking my heart every time I seen them, on top of the pressure I already had from losing my world. But every chance I got, I sat down with this computer, and it's been my best friend because it didn't judge me. First time in my life I realized that when you write, it doesn't judge you. It doesn't say anything. It just takes your word. And I remember really talking to this computer. The computer would help me write. Then I would listen to it. And I was amazed what I would hear. A computer talking to me. I would drink sometimes. I'd smoke sometimes. Go right to the computer and let out my frustration, whether it's poems or memory from the past. Or things that haunted me. All type of literature I've written. It made me understand the world better. I've always been a talkative person to those that want to hear me. But for the first time I had silence in just this computer. So intelligent it is. Just being my friend. Ironically, I bought this computer in 2011. It was for my ex-partner, and it was actually, she used it at the party venue we once operated, called Glow Party Venue in Waldwick, New Jersey, where we celebrated a lot of bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s, and milestone parties. The second biggest party venue in Bergen County, operated and owned from a Dominican woman and a black man. And now it's in Washington Heights. The screen is cracked, but it still works. And it's been my best friend. When I was getting too much pressure in my brain I had to go to Puerto Rico. I felt like I needed some sun. I was going through all type of psychological feelings, paranoia. My brain was just all over the place. Although I was writing, it still was all over the place at times. My blood pressure was bad. I just felt I needed some sun, so I went to Puerto Rico and I packed up my computer, made sure that was one of the first things that was packed, wrapped it up in my clothing. I took it with me to Puerto Rico. A lot of people may think that I went over there to let my frustration out on a girl or have a girl by my side. But no, my life was all about remembering all the trials and tribulations that I've been through in my life and trying to document, because I didn't feel like I was going to survive. I wanted my kids to know who I was to this earth while I was here. And I didn't want them to look at that as a loser. So I was just documenting a lot of things that I seen in Puerto Rico, remembering the times of when the Bronx looked like Puerto Rico. I'm talking about the parts that are abandoned. Just brought even more memories back. Felt like I became a journalist. Started taking pictures of a lot of graffiti and some people that were just strung out. They reminded me of my mother when she would take these small little pills for pain because the cancer was too much for her to deal with. I couldn't believe that everything was to remind me of something and trigger a horrible feeling. But this computer was there like no other. I think I've never had anything so close to me. Just to listen. Not a body, a computer. To help me make sense of this world and what I was going through. Helping me fight my addictions and my triggers. This computer saved me. I don't think I would have got it done with a pencil and a pen. I don't think I would have been too creative with a pencil and pen. It was this computer. An old Macintosh from 2011. Apple. A 17-inch screen. I don't know how many hours I have on this computer, but I know that it's probably the most hours ever put on a 2011. I still use it to this day. I don't use it as much because I have another computer, which is another Apple, but it's a laptop. But this here computer, the first one, has been my everything. It's crazy for me to say how much I love it and respect it. I honestly want this computer to be in a museum one day for helping me create poetic cinema. Because I can't stop thinking about the past of all the things that was unjust in my life and what I've been through, and the struggles, and just wanting to know why my life ended up the way it ended up, especially after all the good I did, even though there was some bad at certain times. But ultimately, I believe I did good. This computer was something I never thought I would spend so much time with. I preferred having somebody to talk to, hopefully understanding. But I didn't have that, nor did I want it. I just wanted to create, just like the artists. I've always admired creating something new, and I believe I did. I created Poetic Cinema. With all the frustration of my life, just me and Mr. Mac, my therapist. It has all my stories, has all my brains, it has my heart, it has my all. It's crazy if somebody was to tell me, who did you give your all to? I'll have to say a computer, because it knows everything about me. Everything. In this life, we can't give everybody everything because they take advantage of you. I've been let down so many times and heartbroken so many times, all because of money or greed. It almost took my powers away, my ability to create. As I created my life from nothing, little black boy from Washington Heights, to a successful entrepreneur. He's very well known in Washington Heights and in Bergen County for his contribute to the Jewish community with Glow Party venue. And then all the people I took care of throughout my street businesses. Given so many people a lot of me, a lot of my time, all to be left with a computer. This is my life. I'm a changed man now, all because of a computer. Not a person. And the crazy thing is that I wouldn't change it for the world. I always had this thing, if you had my back, I got your back in front. And I feel that way about this computer. As I traveled from Puerto Rico, back to the Heights, Arizona, to Florida, different places, just like it was my old girlfriend. Let's go, baby. Let's go elsewhere. Been homeless for the past 5 years, but this computer makes my heart and my brain work together, and that's the biggest home that I can say I've had in my life. I feel like my mom's energy has also boosted my ability to create these stories and remember these episodes. It's another boost that have me achieved what I've achieved with Poetic Cinema. I believe one day the world will know about it. And for the first time in my life, I can say I did something all by myself. I didn't need drugs to help me become the founder of Poetic Cinema. Or the businesses. Or the ex-partner. Just need to tell my stories, write them down, and create books of all sorts from my life. Thank you for listening. Until the next episode.